Hey guys, welcome back to my little corner of BookTube. Hi. Um, I'm very tired today as I'm filming this. I have a cup of coffee and I don't know how. I don't know how I'm awake right now because I'm seriously dragging my feet today. It's bad. But today I'm going to do a little bit of a book haul. I don't have that many books, but I have spent more money than I should on these books, but it's okay because they're making me happy. So it's justifiable. And yeah, two of them I'm currently reading. One of them I've read before. And yeah, we'll get into it as we go book by book. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with the one that I didn't know where I put it, but I found it and it was literally right behind me. And that is Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart, who is the author of We Were Liars. And I thought I thought E. Lockhart wrote They Both Died at the End, but I could be wrong about that. But this is about just two friends. It's a thriller, and one friend kind of takes over the identity of the other one. I don't know. It sounded really intriguing in the bookstore, and I had some book credit, so I was gonna get it. And this is one of those books where it's not like, oh, everybody knows about it. And oh, it's completely obscure because it's E. Lockhart. Everyone knows We Were Liars. Everyone knows of this author. This just seems like a less famous book to me. So, yeah, it is just a short little thriller that I think is going to be really good for spooky season. And it won't take too long to read. So, and it was practically free because I used store credit to get it. So, Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. Next up is the book that I'm currently reading right now, and that is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. This is a contemporary fiction by Gail Honeyman. I genuinely kind of started reading this without having a single clue what it was about, and it's wrecking me so far. I am just I don't know, because at this point in the book where I'm at, which is almost 100 pages. I'm at almost 100 pages and I just know it's gonna hurt. I know that it's gonna hurt, but I also can't put it down. So I'm torn right now because it's really emotional so far. It's making me emotional reading it. I was in a coffee shop this morning reading and I was like, I'm gonna start crying in the middle of this coffee shop, even though it's not anything that's particularly emotional about it. But so far, Gail Honeyman's writing has been fantastic and has just pulled on my heartstrings so well. Eleanor herself is such a character in a good way, in a frustrating way, in just in all of the ways. And I am absolutely loving how bits of her story, her past, are being revealed to us little bit by little bit throughout this book. So I can't wait to know, hopefully know the full story about what happened in her childhood, how she got to where she is now, things like that. So yeah, that's Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. I bought this relatively close to when I got Genuine Fraud, and I feel like I bought a second book when I got Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. I do not remember. I have absolutely no recollection of what else I would have got when I got this book, but yeah, that's my current read. The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This is also one that I'm in the middle of. I'm 70 pages into this one. And so far it's really good. It's at the very top it has a quote from George R. R. Martin saying fantasy as it ought to be written. And that is how this feels. I slipped into this so easily. I just I mean it takes a little bit to you get to know your characters or whatever, but world building, all of that, I just stepped right into it, which for me is pretty rare to find in a fantasy. Like this is gonna sound so like dumb, but I feel like I have to put a lot of brain power into fantasy sometimes when I just want to like either slip right into it or be able to just check out and like, whatever. And this one really does take brain power, but it's also so easy to understand and to just immediately vibe with. So I'm not super far into it, but at 70 pages, I'm loving it. I'm challenging myself to not stop in the middle of a chapter on either of these. I don't like stopping in the middle of chapters, even though I'm currently stopped in the middle of a chapter. That's so bad. But with something like this, like you have to pay attention. So I don't want to race to the end of a chapter just for the sake of being at the end of a chapter while also wanting to make sure that I finish each chapter at a time, if that makes any sense. So sometimes, like this, I think I was reading in the morning right before I had to go to work. And I literally had to get up and go to work. So I wasn't able to take it to the end of the chapter. But barring things like that, I'm wanting to finish each chapter at a time. Let me know in the comments. Are you how many more times can I say the word chapter? But are you a finish a full chapter, or can you could just stop in the middle of a chapter and like it doesn't even bother you? Because this is really bothering me. The fact that this pencil is in the middle of a chapter is really bothering me. And that's also something I started doing with these two books is I'm just using my writing thing as a bookmark. I was watching an Emmy Reads video the other day, and it was her selection, reading the selection video, and she was dog earing pages that she had highlighted or that she wanted to go back to. And I've always thought I was a tabbing girly, but honestly, tabbing is so much work. And I guess I will tab. If it's the right kind of vibe, I'll tab a book. But I think this might be my new move to highlight and then just dog ear the page so that I can go back to it if I want to, which is probably like literal sacrilege in the book community. Like, please don't come for me, but it's easy. It's so easy. And then I don't have to worry about losing my bookmark. And it's just, I don't know. I think I like it better. It makes my books feel a little bit more lived in, if that makes sense. That is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. Those are the only two out of this haul that I am currently reading, which is kind of crazy because I feel like I'm always reading multiple books at the same time. But let's keep going. I'm losing steam. I'm getting tired. Next up is a box set that I got at the same time that I got Assassin's Apprentice. I got
these two at a library book sale uptown in my city, and it was a really small sale. It was not exactly what we were expecting, but it was good. There were lots of good picks. My sister bought The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova, which is not over here. It's by my bed over there, but if you should know this by now. The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova is a book that I want to be buried with. And they had like 4 copies of it at this book sale, and I legitimately considered buying a second copy. I don't need a second copy. I don't take my copy anywhere. It stays right there until the day that I'll reread it in who knows how long. I don't need a second copy. But what if I do?
I got the Geronimo Stilton box set. It's called the Four Cheese box set. I got the Cat and Mouse in a Haunted House, The Curse of the Cheese Pyramid, Lost Treasure of the Emerald Eye, which I already have a copy of, but this one came in a box set. So what was I going to do? Not get it? That way, if I have two kids, they can both read it at the same time. And then I'm too fond of my fur. I will be reading all of these immediately. Duh. Next is a book that I've already read, and then the remaining books in the series, except for one of the books, which I didn't get, but I got the other two. Okay, that was the stupidest way of explaining that. I got Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. Yes, I already have a copy of this. I know. I know I don't need multiple copies of the same book, but I got it. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. If you don't know anything about Red Queen, I'm not the girl to tell you because while I have already read this first one, oh my goodness, it was a while ago. And then I got the second book. I'm pretty sure this is the second book. The second book, Glass Sword. I don't really know anything about this. I stopped after Red Queen, so I don't really want to read the back because I did a poll over on my Instagram asking if I should do a Red Queen series reading vlog, and the answer was yes. So I kind of want to keep myself in suspense for these last three books. So I got the second one, and I got the fifth one. Yeah. So I am missing King's Cage, but I think I can either, whenever I do this reading vlog, which I want to finish the books I'm currently reading before moving on to this. So like it's going to be a while before I actually publish that reading vlog, but whenever I do that reading vlog and I get to the third book, or yeah, this is the fourth book. Did I call it the fifth? When I get to King's Cage, I'll either just buy it off of Pango a little bit beforehand, or I'll get it from the library or on ebook or something like that. But I would love to own it, and I really want the pink edition. I don't know if you guys like care, but I was on Pango looking for King's Cage, and I just don't really feel like reading it right now or buying it right now because I'm so far out from actually reading it. Like, it's going to take me a while to get through these two first, and it's going to take me a while to even get to those two because I'm reading anyways. I was looking at Pango Books for copies of King's Cage, and I saw a lot of pink ones, like a pinky peachy color, and I want that copy. I want the pink one because I feel like, well, one, I have to get a paperback to fit, just to fit the vibes when I put these trophies of a book up on my shelf. I kind of, well, no, not kind of. I want it to match. And I've never been the person to be like, oh, I need all hardbacks or all paperbacks. I'll take what I can get when I can get it. Either one that's kind of like an in between shade of the glass sword and this one, or there's a pink one. And I kind of want the pink one just to pop, just to be fun, to be different. So who knows? We'll see. I'll post about it if I ever get it. But that concludes my haul. Believe it or not, done. Which is crazy because usually I feel like I buy so many books at once. And this is spread over like the course of a few weeks too. So I've done pretty good lately about not spending tons and tons of money on books. I've definitely utilized the library and reading books that I already have, except for the two books I'm reading right now. Those were new, but it is what it is. So let me know if you have read any of these and what you think about them. Um, I want to know your deep intellectual thoughts on the Four Cheese box set that I have now. It's very important to me as a person. It's very vital to my innermost being. Um, so yeah, that's it. That concludes this book haul. I will see you guys maybe when I do a Red Queen reading vlog. I think that could be so fun. That could make me like the big girls. Okay, bye.